Hello everyone and welcome to Chateau de Montmartin. I'm now walking outside because I wanted to present you two houses that are basically my neighbors and that are dependent, that were actually dependent from the chateau where then they were built in the 18th century, and they were built for being used with the chateau. They are completely, they form basically one group, one union with it. And I just see that my neighbor is outside, so I'm gonna ask him if I can film over his house quickly. Here we are in the entrance of the Chateau de Montmartin. I'm gonna guide you through this entrance. Two big and beautiful towers that is basically the main entrance of the chateau. Not the only one, I would say one out of three, with this being the old, I'm not fully sure about it, but 99% sure it's the old stable where all the horses and the carriage was sitting there. On the other side you have what was most probably the farmhouse. The shape is not the same as the one on the right, was not designed for horses, was really designed for the family that was farming all around the chateau. It's a much bigger house, but a more squared shape, and not having this long and with this kind of old part of the wall where you can see there was probably a door at the time there. Also here in the middle we can still see this big curved door that was super easy to put all of the carriage inside and also the horses. Going down the little paved stone way, we arrive in the chateau. This is a typical 18th century entrance, because you start with the dependency and then you arrive at the chateau, and I would say a chateau with a view because of this panoramic terrace, which is more than 60 meters long. The way continues and then you arrive at the second entrance of the chateau, down over there at the end of the alley. This is more like the entrance to go walking in the little village. There's nothing to do with the dependency. We are more, the usage there was more about having some leisure, having some fun. Being now in this suspended terrace, I was maybe a bit quick on these two big houses that are the former dependency. I don't own them, but if you're interested in seeing them more, these two neighbors are super friendly, and I'm really happy to go there, record and present them to you. Just write it down in the comments and I will give you more details about the house for horses and the farmhouse. Here we are in the garden again. I wanted to present you two little things that I bought that I'm super happy about. So one thing is a tilbury. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's the brand, if it's a brand or if it's the name of the object, or I don't know exactly what it is. I just know that everyone calls this thing like that. So it's a little carriage for one or two people, most probably used with a single horse, very big wheels. The way it's done, it's made on iron suspension. Everything is iron. We're not at the time of having it in everything in wood, about the chassis, about the where the wheels are connected. everything here is in iron, which dates it from about the beginning of the 20th century, maybe 1910 or 1900, something like this. We're not talking about something that is 18th century like. I think so. This is from the research I did. I've placed it here on the terrace because, first of all, I think it looks super nice with the view on the top of the rock with my linden alley just down there. And I do like it. And the idea is that when we will do some weddings ceremony here in the garden, this can be used just to make some photo shooting, just to make some nice moment, a bit of an 18th century photo booth. That's the plan. I need to restore it. The brakes here are a bit rusty. You see, that's the brake. It's not really connected to the wheel, even if you turn the lever. So the lever. So yeah, I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna sand it. I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna varnish it. And after some work, I'm kind of sure it will look nice. Another thing that we did recently, that was done with the father of my girlfriend. We have put back one big iron portal. I was kind of upset with having one entrance of the chateau that was not closed. So I've decided to close it, especially also because there are a lot of tourism in the region, and I had some people doing mountain bike in my garden. Of course, once I go out and I tell them to go away kindly, they do. They are not bad at all, but just, yeah, lacking a bit of respect. So the idea was to put back in function this very old portal. I don't know how old it is, no clue about it. What I know from the other side, actually I cannot pass through the other side. I'm gonna step over from there. I'm gonna show you an impact of a bullet that has hit the stone. That was confirmed that many people, that definitely this is a bullet hole. Yeah, I'm walking to another part of the garden. I almost forgot to record the second object I bought. Because I told you about the tilbury, I wanted to tell you about another object, which, again, I'm not sure to know the English word. In French, we would say charrette. A charrette is a carriage, is a wooden carriage, nothing else. And this was made for farming, to put the hay on it. So this is what I bought. I bought it in a very old house, about 1 hour driving from the chateau, and they were emptying the house. I found that in the attic and told the guy that I really wanted it, and we agree on a price that was super cheap. I still don't get why I could have this very nice couch. Look at it. It's super long. Everything is painted, not rusty, completely functioning. Even the brakes do work. Let me show it to you. I'm going to turn the lever here and show you the brake system. So yeah, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult with one hand, but yeah, you would basically turn that, and then you lock it there, and then you have, hopla, you have your brakes that are locked. Super nice. You even have the front to put a horse. I'm really super happy with this little carriage, and I only paid 70 euros. I paid 70 euros for that thing. Super happy about it. It was used to decorate a garden. So the guy had put some flowers on it. That's why he built this piece of wood, not original, that was used to put some flowers. So my point is to keep that, to put some flowers on it. And afterwards, I mean, during a wedding day, during the weekend, I'm gonna transform it slightly, putting some wooden plate And maybe, I mean, people will decide, but maybe they will use it as a candy bar, as a bar basically, and put some food, put some drink when the carriage is in the garden, maybe more right there in the middle, and use it as a bar. So I think that could be super cool. I'm now walking to the portal because I want to show you something that I did renovate about a week ago, which was kind of hard because I had to do some concrete, to dig a big hole also in the ground, and then to attach and to solder, to weld also the portal to his new fixing arms. So let's walk over there. I have now jumped over my big iron portal because the connection on the right is not fully closed yet, so I can do that for the moment. Let me record it for you. So this is still looking rusty, but will be painted white, will be sanded also and painted white, so it will look much better. I haven't decided for these two parts of metal on the left and on the right whether I'm gonna put a roof on it. This is something that is unclear, simply because I don't know exactly the height of the food catering trucks that will pass by, basically to serve the wedding ceremony. So I need to have a look at it, and then I will cut the part of metal at the proper height and maybe put a roof on it, but it's not super high on my priority list. But at least they are there, everything is fixed. Everything is functioning. I'm waiting for the concrete to harden. Apparently it's 21 days for it to be fully hard. We are now at 1 week, so it's completely fine, but we have not reached fully the final hardening. The impact of the bullet, here it is. Here you can see a bullet has hit this part and has then curved this part of the portal. Apparently there would be another one. I'm not so sure about it. This was said by Sophie's dad, but I'm not fully sure. He said that a bullet has hit this part, basically break this little missing part, and we can see that here the sheet of metal is bended on the inside. So most probably something here, actually there is a little hole here. A bullet must have go through this direction inside and then bend the sheet of metal. So that's possible. I just think it's less visible than the other one. I'm going to show it to you again because I think it's really incredible. And what is funny is that in the archive that I have in the chateau, I actually have a very old paper written by the nuns that were living in the chateau at the time, and they write a letter complaining to the French state that the Germans have stolen a table and 6 chairs. So I don't know. This is kind of a story that is maybe not so terrific, not so dramatic, but the bullet impact there is a bit more dramatic. So I don't know exactly. Maybe I'm missing a second letter saying that one or two people were shot dead just right in front of the chateau. But you know, here in this little village, which is super quiet, and where people are super nice, they talk a lot about the chateau. I mean, the chateau is kind of their monument. They have been knowing it for ages. The son, the father, the grandfather, everyone has some stories to share about the chateau, and no one has ever told me about someone being shot dead right here in front of the portal. So I don't know. I don't know what really happened there. What I'm sure about is that I've heard many stories about the chateau. Some are nice, some are less nice, of course. It's a living place for the last 300 years. But I'm gonna do my research and ask people, because I never did ask. And the portal was basically rusting away in the garden is finally sitting there. So everyone is now seeing it. So I do think that in the coming days, people will come and tell me about a story from a grandfather that I've seen or I've heard something about this bullet impact. Yeah, that's it. That concludes the video of the outside. I hope you liked it, and see you soon.